It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Happy Monday to you. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Good morning. Happy Monday indeed. I'm Philip Simon.
And of course, it's our pleasure to be with you on this Monday. We hope that you had a wonderful weekend. And of course, you're looking forward to an exciting and fulfilling week ahead. We're certainly looking forward to an excellent show ahead. But before we do that, Phil, I wasn't able to join you guys on Friday, unfortunately. I rely, unfortunately, on the country's electricity. And it wasn't working. So here I am today, though, and just happy to be back and to just share in the excitement of the entire nation as we celebrate Shawnee Miller, who would have won the gold after our show aired on Friday. I see you rocking your gold. I tried to put little pieces of gold in here, but I wore gold all day on Friday and Saturday, right? Like just head to toe in gold. And celebrating, Stevie and Shawnee, Phil. Such a joy to be, in the top 10 of the track and field side of the Olympics. And then, of course, overall as a nation per capita, to be able to celebrate the way that we do the medals that our athletes bring home.
Listen, I talked about it on the show. I was wearing my colors on Friday as well. And I'm so happy I get an opportunity to wear them again because her race came right after the show on Friday. And listen, we had this house for ourselves. I was saying, I knew you were having your own celebrations, waking up probably the entire neighborhood in darkness. But listen, man, it was a bright day for the country. And it was just so touching to hear her interview afterwards. I mean, you just never know what people are going through, particularly at a level that is as elite in terms of athletics as she was. And it was just so touching. I mean, she gave all the honor and praise to God.
Phil, every time I watch the interview, I cry, right? And it's not easy. I mean, I'm not the person that is most stoic. I will admit that. I quite frankly cry more often than I probably should. But seeing that interview just really brought the tears to my eyes because it was so vulnerable. And I think you're so right. So many of us see people winning, right? Especially on the outside. But you have no idea of the sacrifices they make. And that's not limited to Shawnee in athletics. That's in life. Period. The struggles that people are going through, but they're enduring just to get to the other side. God, for the most part, is carrying them because they cannot carry themselves any longer. And so seeing that interview with Shawnee just really, really was, for me, even more of a highlight, I think, than watching the actual gold itself, because I got to see what went into the gold. And so just congratulations to Shawnee and Stevie. Congratulations to their teams, their coaches, everyone that makes it possible for them to bring the medals home to us. We just celebrate you today. And then we encourage each of you to pursue the medals in your own life, right? With relentless determination and consistent persistence to make sure that you get it done.
Right. And I love the way that you put it. I think Bodine also wrote a very interesting piece on her social media about being able to stay in your lane and run your own races. And the fact that you just highlighted the point that, she said we in every sentence. It was about the team. So, just a great, I mean, listen, and this weekend they had golden specials all around this weekend. I mean, there was a golden, stew here, there was a golden, it was just, listen, Bahamians just know how to do things and we know how to celebrate. So again, congratulations to the entire team, and everybody went over there and did a personal best, even if you did not come first. Congratulations to the entire team.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we're going to do our personal best today to make sure that we're bringing you a good show. Before we go any further, my good friend and co-host Phil did wish Marika Williams at Magical happy birthday for me on Friday. Marika, I could not let the morning come and I not celebrate you as well. So I hope that you enjoyed the birthday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and that you're looking forward to another exciting year. And for everybody that's celebrating birthdays this week, we celebrate you, we honor you, and we lift you up. And for those, unfortunately, who are in mourning and you have some condolences coming to you this weekend, we remember you as well. And we continue to just pray for you and your families to be strengthened. One last one, I must shout out Phil. My Aunt Marion and Uncle Franklin Carter celebrated 50 years of marriage this past weekend. Yes, 50 years of marriage, golden jubilee. I know, all praise, right? I had to give them a shining moment, right? Just give it to God, because that's 50 years of marriage, but a reminder that it is still possible. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that huge milestone and celebrate them this morning as well.
Yeah. Well, listen, I there was I don't know, it was an ad or whatever, was floating around this weekend about a bird named Alpha, a parrot named Alpha, and there was a $10,000 reward for this Alpha parrot. I honestly believe Bahamians were in the bush. They were every single where. This one guy did this little post Alpha. He was in tears because he was looking for Alpha, and meet all over the place. It was just amazing. But listen, I'm so glad whoever owns this bird, this parrot called Alpha, and offered a $10,000 reward. I am so happy you got your bird back.
Wow, I missed the whole thing. I would have been out in the bush too. This is the problem, man. I need to focus on social media more because I could have. Anyway, let's not go down. Let's not digress. We got a great show coming up for you today. We're going to have a COVID-19 update with Dr. Dwayne Sands and more to come. But before we get started, we would like to announce the upcoming Eluthera Business Outlook. That's going to be held on August 12th. So you only got about 3 more days to make sure that you are there. It is going to be a great lineup. And so we want to invite you to that virtual conference. Please go on over to tclevents.com or call 322-1000 in order to get registered for that Eluthera Business Outlook.
And of course, after that, we are going to check in with the women from the Eluthera Sustainability Council and lots more here to come on Bahamas Sunrise. But first, looks like we're going to be having some weather this week, Star. Some systems are brewing out there in the Caribbean. Godfrey Burnside is here with our first look with weather at sunrise.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Well, welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. With us this morning, we have Dr. Dwayne Sands, and he's here to give us an update on COVID-19 within the Bahamas and what the current climate means for the future. So happy that you're joining us this morning, Doc. Good morning, and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. How are you? And it's a pleasure to be here.
I am well. I am well, Dr. Sands. I actually was able to see a relative yesterday that had been suffering from COVID and had some serious blood clots post-COVID. And we're just all very grateful that that relative is still alive and with us. And so I am in a good space. I know that there are many people who are not. They cannot share my sentiments. And I'm just happy that we're talking this morning so that we can bring the serious of this matter back to the focus of our people and just try to communicate with them in a way that they understand exactly what is happening. What would you say the state is of the country is in regards to COVID-19 in comparison to the rest of the world?
Well, I mean, many countries are going through a similar problem with Delta, meaning the Delta variant of COVID. And so even those countries that have significant numbers of vaccinated persons, they're finding that their caseloads are going up, the number of hospitalized patients are going up. And particularly to the immediate north of us, Florida, it has probably one of the highest caseloads of COVID now in the world, certainly in the United States. The Bahamas, with 122 people hospitalized, and over the weekend, say over the last 3 days, 400 or so cases, we are not in a good place because the actual confirmed cases are only a fraction of the total number of cases that are out there in the community untested.
Wow.
What that means is that all of us now need to redouble our efforts. Yes, you're tired. Yes, you're sick and tired of wearing a mask and having to sanitize and wash your hands. And the need for social interaction is great. But that is exactly what is fueling the transmission of this virus, and which threatens our economic survival. And I mean that for every single one of us. If we don't get it together, then we are all going to pay the most incredible price in terms of economic difficulty moving forward. Not to mention the loss of life, not to mention the suffering, loss of babies. We've had a number of pregnant women die as a result of COVID. And lose their children. This is a serious issue.
So, Doug, let's stop right there. Let's go back a second now. And you know, I would have delivered my son in the pandemic, and so I know what it's like to be a pregnant woman at the start of the pandemic, carrying a baby, being so concerned, trying to be as cautious as possible. Post my pregnancy, I was breastfeeding for just over a year. And I decided to get vaccinated in that time once the vaccines became available. That was not an easy decision for me. One, I had concerns about my son and his well-being, and I had to do some research about how vaccines work and whether or not it could be transmitted through breast milk, etc. Two, I had a previous history of a TIA, which, as you know, is blood clot related, and I'd heard that these vaccines could cause blood clots. So you said you've seen some pregnant women dying. That is concerning for me. And so the first question I want to ask based on that is, are you suggesting then that pregnant women maybe get this vaccine? Is it safe for pregnant women? Is it safe for breastfeeding mothers? Let's handle that first, and then let me understand for those who might have been concerned, like I was, with a history of blood clots, what is the concern for blood clots with the vaccine versus the concern that you're seeing with blood clots from people who actually present with COVID?
So all very excellent questions. The simple answer to the question about whether pregnant women should be vaccinated or people wanting to get pregnant, should they be vaccinated? The answer is yes, but I would refer you to your obstetrician to have that very important conversation. There has been a lot of discussion about, in particular, AstraZeneca and the risk of clots. And the truth of the matter is that the level of clotting from an AstraZeneca vaccine, even in a young person, is not a whole lot different than the risk of clotting for somebody on birth control pills or other types of contraceptives. And so you can liken the risk almost to the risk of being hit by lightning in terms of death. We've had some 4.2 billion persons, 4.3 billion people vaccinated, the overwhelming plurality or the greatest number with AstraZeneca. in 166 countries.
Mhm.
And the number of persons who suffered either death or untoward clotting complications is very low and pales in comparison to the risk of COVID.
Mhm.
So when you look at in the United States, almost 300 million shots given. They've had some 6,000 deaths in people after vaccination, not because of vaccination.
Mhm.
But when you drill down into that, you realize they don't use AstraZeneca, mind you, but just to give
Mhm.
you an idea of the safety of vaccination. When you drill down into it, the likelihood of an adverse event, fatal adverse event, is like getting eaten by a shark, getting
Mhm.
struck by lightning. It is a very, very unlikely phenomenon. And
Right.
so when you compare that to the risk of death from COVID, it is night and day.
Yeah. So, Doc, I think one of the things that has made at least a few more people look like they're interested in getting this virus, I'm sorry, this vaccine now that it has arrived back on in country, has been the idea that it's starting to impact kids. And so for some reason, people don't seem to care too much about themselves, but you bring their children into it and they suddenly have a bit more of a concern. Are you able to tell us about how this particular variant is impacting children more? Should we be looking forward to face-to-face learning in schools? What can we do to keep our children safe? And then, especially we've heard some rumors about babies possibly contracting this as well, or the children of pregnant mothers who've had COVID maybe having some challenges post-birth. Any sort of real information that you can give us as it relates to this, so we have a clearer understanding, we're not listening to rumors, we'd really appreciate that.
So we are indeed seeing more and more children impacted, infected. We have very recently had a child less than 18 struggling to survive, critically ill from COVID. We lost a 5-month-old, as you recall, very recently. And so the difference between the Delta variant and all of the others is it is impacting younger people, teenagers, children, far more than all of the others. So we used to think this was a disease of old people, a disease of sick people. Not anymore. Anybody can get it. And so if I can leave you with any message, if you can get vaccinated, get vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot or will not get vaccinated, then wear your mask all the time. Wash your hands, sanitize, and most importantly, stay away from people that you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so, Dr. Sands, on that note, then, it's still it's still travel season. I see, people posting the pictures of them heading into Orlando and they're heading into Miami, and they, go into where this thing is raging. Any advice you want to give to people that insist on traveling, one, and two, for those who are vaccinated, is there a greater risk of maybe being around persons who are unvaccinated? If you could bring some clarity to that for us.
So I think we need to recognize that we would have hoped that we were beyond the worst. I think the worst may be yet to come.
Ooh.
And we are certainly in a wave which is at least as bad as that horrible second wave, and possibly worse. Vaccinated people, even though they can contract COVID and transmit it, they do far, far better than the unvaccinated. So risk of hospitalization, risk of death, severity of symptoms, there's no question about it. Get vaccinated. I have had 2 shots of AstraZeneca and 1 shot of Pfizer. Now, I am not suggesting that is what everybody should do. But already today, I've operated on 1 COVID patient, and I'm about to operate on another. Okay? And probably over the course of the day, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 COVID patients. That is what I do. And I and other people who are in the business of caring for COVID patients, we have a different risk perhaps than other people. But certainly you should get vaccinated. If you don't want to get AstraZeneca, then COVID vaccination with Pfizer will be available in the Bahamas sometime this month. Or if you can make your way to the US when you go on that trip, go into Walgreens or CVS or Rite Aid and get vaccinated.
Okay. And does the type of vaccine taken matter? Is because my good co-host Phil has raised that concern for me, and he says make sure to ask Dr. Sands this. Does the type of vaccine that we do take matter? And for you?
There, as we drill into who should get what and so on and so forth, a lot of people pay attention to the efficacy of vaccines, and Pfizer has the greatest efficacy. But when you look at the reduction in risk of hospitalization and death, it turns out that the differences in efficacy, 94 versus 70, Pfizer versus AstraZeneca, that a lot of that difference goes away. And so the AstraZeneca is equally effective in terms of prevention of death and hospitalization. It may surrender a few percentage points, but it's not statistically significant in my view. So the best vaccine you could get is the one you could get.
I received that, Dr. Sands. And Dr. Sands, we do have to go. Any final words for us? I know that you said, get vaccinated, wear your mask everywhere. Of course, we want to continue to remind people to wash their hands, to use their sanitizers, but any just final words, even as it relates to how this is impacting the hospital. I don't think that people get it. That if you are not insured and you get cut right now and you need to go to accident and emergency, that's not going to be the process it was 2 years ago, because this hospital is everywhere, are just focused on COVID patients. Can you just really break that down for us before
I think people need to understand whether you're insured or not insured, getting access to the hospital right now is very difficult. And so even in the private sector, we are triaging people and saying, I'm sorry, we cannot take care of you, because the hospitals, private and public, are full with COVID patients. And so this is a serious, serious challenge, and we all need to play an important role. Look in the mirror and say, what am I doing today that is going to add to the safety of my country, my family, and myself? And whatever you do, realize that this is about every single person playing their role. This is a national issue, and if we work together, are honest about it, I think we'll get through this safely, but it's going to be tough going in the short term.
All right. Dr. Sands, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas Sunrise. I'm always giving it to us straight, and we appreciate that. We appreciate the work that you and your teams continue to do on the front line. Our honor and love for you as a nation, as you all continue to fight this battle. We will never be able to thank you enough, but we do want to thank you for joining us on the show today, and we wish you all the best as you continue to fight to save lives.
Thank you, and congratulations for that little one.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties, whatever they may be. We equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
Since 1967, Freeport Oil Company Limited has been dedicated to fueling growth and prosperity in the Bahamas. We have been a constant pillar within the country, striving to invest and support our community through the best of times and the worst of times. For us, Full Call represents 21 years of strength and consistency, consistent leadership, consistent growth, consistent customer service. Through it all, we are resilient. Full Call, fueling growth for people.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
The Bahamas and the world has been waging the war against COVID-19 for over a year now. In that time, much of our daily life has been irreversibly changed by lockdowns, job losses, and deaths in our families. As facial masking, hand sanitizing, and social distancing have become the new norm, the team at Doctors Hospital applauds the Bahamian public for doing your part to control and contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus. It is time to take the fight a step further. With the COVID-19 vaccine now available, we encourage Bahamians to continue the fight and do your part in getting vaccinated. Please continue to be vigilant, wear a mask, and social distance. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.doctorshosp.com. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We have an excellent segment coming up next. We mentioned earlier, we have Dr. Giovanna Charity. She is a top graduate of UWI's 2021 class here with us this morning. Good morning, Doc. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Listen, I'm loving that smile first thing this morning. How's it feel? How does it feel one day, or I don't know, I guess a few hours removed from this top prestigious award?
It feels great, a little bit overwhelming, but really excited.
Yeah, really excited. It's a new chapter. I mean, I know it's not easy. I mean, obviously anybody studying medicine is going to have that long haul. But how has your experience been at the University of West Indies?
UE has been great. It's a lot. They tell you read for your degree. And so it's a lot of reading involved, and it's a lot of self-directed learning. But once you are willing to put in the work, the faculty is willing and ready to work with you.
Yeah, excellent. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. For those persons who are seeing you for the first time, hearing your name for the first time, who is Giovanna?
Giovanna is a little girl from Smiths Point in Freeport. Born and raised. We moved to Nassau in about 2000, and I finished from there. I have 3 older sisters and a younger brother, and I also have a 10-month-old daughter.
Oh, you did all of this. Oh my goodness, during COVID. And with child, and amazing. I know Star was on doing the segment right now. She'd be going crazy for a couple of different reasons, Grand Bahama included. But that must have been really challenging. I mean, talk a little bit about your experiences over the last year getting to this point.
So it was a little struggle, because especially with COVID, not knowing what was going on, a new disease, being pregnant, not sure how it would affect, and then also being in the hospital because we had started hearing stuff about it in like early March, and then so I was wondering what was going to happen, and then after we got our first case, they pulled all of the students out of the hospital, so it was a little relief on that part, being pregnant, but it was also, I want to finish school. I want to finish on time. How is COVID going to affect me? And we were at that point in our education where we had to be in the hospital. Everything had to be hands-on. There was only so much you could learn from a book.
Right.
And so we were all up in airs mostly.
Geez, I mean, the words that come to mind are just courage and perseverance. You certainly made it happen. Congratulations to you once again. Why did you choose to study medicine coming, what did you say, out of Smiths Point, Grand Bahama? Why did you choose medicine?
So my father is a doctor, Dr. George Charity in Albuquerque. He's at Integrated Medical Center. And so most of my life, I have watched his dedication and passion and commitment to his patients. And he's shown me, really shown me what a doctor is and what it means to be a doctor. And science is, I love, it's amazing. And so, so you go through school. immersed in science, watching daddy, and I realized medicine was it.
That was it. That was it. What specialty or field in particular did you choose or will be choosing?
Right now, I'm leaning towards internal medicine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure you mentioned some of the challenges over the last year or so, but what did you find was probably the hardest part? Because it's not, obviously it wasn't a bed of roses getting to this point, especially for persons who are listening to you now, young women, young men. I mean, what was the most challenging aspect of getting to this point in terms of what you had to overcome?
To me, the most challenging aspect is dealing with your disappointment. Things you have plans for how you want things to happen, how you want everything to be. And once you are able to deal with your disappointment, to handle it, to make another plan and to regroup, you will be great. Getting over your fear and self-doubt, because with disappointment, you're always, what did I do wrong? How can I make myself better? Don't blame yourself. Figure a way and get back up.
And treating every day like a new day.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's next? What's next in the career path and educational path for Giovanni, Dr. Giovanni Charity?
So right now we have a 1-year internship at PMH. And from there, it's still up in the air.
All right. Looking forward to it, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So final words for everybody out there that's watching, students that might be considering, becoming a physician. What do you say to the young people in particular of our country?
I would tell them that there's always hope. No matter what obstacle you might have to overcome, no matter what disappointment you may face, find something to look forward to and work towards that.
All right, excellent stuff. Again, congratulations, Dr. Giovanna Charity. She is the top graduate of UWI's class of 2021. Such a privilege to have you here on Bahamas Sunrise.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations once again. You're watching Bahamas Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The Bahamas and the world has been waging the war against COVID-19 for over a year now. In that time, much of our daily life has been irreversibly changed by lockdowns, job losses, and deaths in our families. As facial masking, hand sanitizing, and social distancing have become the new norm, the team at Doctors Hospital applauds the Bahamian public for doing your part to control and contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus. It is time to take the fight a step further. With the COVID-19 vaccine now available, we encourage Bahamians to continue the fight and do your part in getting vaccinated. Please continue to be vigilant, wear a mask, and social distance. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.doctorshosp.com. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Since 1967, Freeport Oil Company Limited has been dedicated to fueling growth and prosperity in the Bahamas. We have been a constant pillar within the country, striving to invest and support our community through the best of times and the worst of times. For us, Full Call represents 21 years of strength and consistency, consistent leadership, consistent growth, consistent customer service. Through it all, we are resilient. Full Call, fueling growth for people.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point, and what we're wishing will be a marvelous Monday for you. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
I'm Philip Simon. Star, man, I'm still kind of shaking my head. I mean, excellent segments this morning. I guess we talk really briefly about both of them, but I am just so impressed, just talking to Dr. Giovanna Charity about her journey, right? I mean, it's just so much to be proud of. I'm sure her parents, her father, her family. I mean, even me on the other side of the camera, just talking to her, it's like, wow, man, outstanding.
Yeah, no, I feel the very same way. I continue to just honor women, Phil, and I think becoming a mother has really just taken me to the next level of just raising my hands to these women and saying, you all are amazing to be able to just do what you do and have these babies, and most mothers, of course, caring for their babies immensely and treating them as best they can with the limited knowledge or tools and resources that they have. And for Dr. Charity to be doing that, working through a COVID scenario, and still coming out on top, I just hats off to her, congratulations to her, and to all women that continue to do it that may never get a chance to appear on our show. We really do salute you, because you all are phenomenal. And so I think, I just congratulate her. I'm sure that her and the other team of doctors that graduated this past week are still in the thick of it, right? They came at a time when we've not needed doctors this way in over 100 years. And so just talking with Dr. Sands, who's already done one operation for the morning, is about to go into another and may have to do two more. That these are critical times. And so I don't want us to also forget what Dr. Sands has said. If we really want to help our country, if we want to help ourselves, Phil, knowing that at any point any of us could be in a situation where we're in an accident or where we need emergency medical care, that is not available right now. And so we really want to encourage people. It is your choice, but really look into sensible, credible sources about vaccination. Have conversations with your doctor about it. And in the meantime, please wear your mask, wash your hands. If you know you're going to be around people, get tested as frequently as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to sum it all up, be a brother's keeper. We've got more to come in the second half. Star will be with the Eluthera Sustainability Council.
Looking forward to that. And I also got the opportunity to play some great golf in Exuma. Baby, I almost missed my golf lessons in the years before babies, but had a great time. And we're going to bring that segment to you this morning as well. But before we get to any of it, one, don't forget to go on over to tclevents.com to register for the Eluthera Business Outlook. And two, Godfrey Burnside is actually with us now. He's going to be talking to us about some of those systems that Phil mentioned earlier in the show. And so here is Godfrey with our second look at weather.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. And yes, second look at weather at sunrise. We watch our tropical weather update. We have two systems that we're monitoring. We have a low-pressure system located about 380 miles east-southeast of the Leeward Islands. This system has a 60% chance of tropical cyclone development over the next 5 days. And we do have an elongated low-pressure system between the Cabo Verde Islands and the Les Antilles. This system has a 30% chance of cyclone formation over the next 5 days. Elsewhere, tropical storm for cyclone formation are expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, though, high pressure is still the dominant weather feature across the islands, and you can expect a typical summer day. In the marine forecast today, winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet in northwest Bahamas, east at 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas, 15 knots, 2 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds are easterly at 15 knots, 2 to 5 feet in northwest Bahamas, northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, 4 to 6 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Yet tides. You can expect a high tide at 9:05 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 3:09 this afternoon. High gain tonight at 9:27. Sunset 7:48 this evening. Rising was 6:42. UV index 9. Your water temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase, no moon. External look, that high pressure will continue to dominant feature, but we are watching that area of low pressure moving towards the Les Antilles and that the Leeward Islands, and that should move into the extreme northwest for some time by Thursday into Friday. So we expect increasing cloudiness, particularly in southeastern islands on Wednesday, in the northwest Bahamas, and probably all the islands by Thursday, Friday into Saturday. Even can have some by Sunday as a tropical wave moves across the north, the central, and southeastern islands over the weekend. And so we're looking at partly sunny skies again tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy on Wednesday, and we look at cloudy skies with showers and thunderstorms passing across the islands Thursday through Saturday into Sunday, with some showers and thunderstorms, one or two becoming heavier times. So temperature daytime will be in the low 90s, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts wrapping up fun look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Listen, right now we have two lovely women, Bakir Taylor and Jacqueline Gibson from the Eluthera Sustainability Council with us to give us an update on that brand new society. And of course, tell us what's going on in Eluthera. Good morning, ladies, and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
A pleasant good morning, Bahamas, and good morning to you, Phil. I'm actually from the Ministry of Tourism. I'm General Manager for the Ministry of Tourism here on the island of beautiful Eluthera.
Yes, you are. You are certainly a stellar ambassador and representative. I remember from the last time you were on the show, and you're bringing that same type of energy back this morning. And you've brought the chairperson of this new council. Tell us a little bit about what or who is the Eluthera Sustainability Cooperative Society?
A pleasant good morning, Eluthera, Bahamas, and the world. I'm Bakir Taylor, the newly elected chairman of ESCCS, which stands for Eluthera Sustainability Council Cooperative Society. Yes, yes. That's what we're legalizing as a cooperative. We were basically birthed about 3 to 4 months ago, collaborating with GSTC, which is Global Sustainable Tourism Council, which is globally known. And the Ministry of Tourism plays a role as our secretariat board to assist us on this new journey. Our main objective is connecting our community with our heritage, environment, and tourism, one settlement at a time. So this is a real people's advocacy movement here. No political affiliation whatsoever. We're here for the people to assist in any community endeavor to make Eluthera better. That is what we're here for.
All right. It sounds like a tremendous mandate, of course. What is tourism's involvement, particularly, or role, I should say, in this new council? And why is it such an important thing to do right now?
Well, the Ministry of Tourism, we have pilot islands for this program right now, and among them are, of course, beautiful Eluthera, Harbor Island, the island of Exuma, and Andros in 2 locations. We are the pilot islands. And what's so unique about this is as we gear ourselves towards sustainability, this is a great partnership for us to ensure that our islands has the stamp of approval for sustainability. And we've been through so much with COVID, and with all of the things that are happening on Eluthera now, I think it's a win-win-win. And I have to say that Eluthera has really done well. So far for the year, we've had more than 34,000 visitors to this island alone. And so when we look at sustainability, we have to ensure that our product is up to date and we are sustainable.
Mhm. So when, I mean, I was going to jump right back on that word. When we talk about sustainability, for somebody who's down there in Eluthera or here in New Providence or planning on traveling to these 4 or 5 different islands that you've spoken about, what is the definition in terms of your mandate and mission of sustainability? Bakir.
Well, for me, firstly, we have to have a green, pristine island. We have to keep it clean, and we have to really work with partners. GSTC is a partner, but we also look at other partners on this island, the nonprofits, the One Eluthera Foundation, Rotary, the Kiwanis Club, even health facilities like the Cancer Society. We have to combine ourselves to ensure that it's a win-win for the entire island of Eluthera. And the role we play is we like to connect all of the dots, and we do serve as a secretariat for GSTC.
All right. Well, that was answered perfectly. I guess I can ask you, Bakir, what are some of the current initiatives and what's, obviously you hit the ground running. So what's next in terms of the council?
Well, thanks for asking, Phil. I would just like to say, before I tell you the juicy part, the 3 main focus things that we're really focusing on is sustainability management, cultural sustainability, and environmental sustainability. Okay. Those are the 3 core areas in which we are assisting and really focusing on. Our very first project, one out of many, would we feel that is something that must be addressed right now, which is waste management. Waste management is everybody's business, and it affects everyone. How we look, how we smell, it affects everyone. So our first initiative is trying to link with environmental health in regards to a lot of our dump sites. The look is not a good look, and it's filtering over from the dump sites, whereas it's affecting when people drive, seeing that garbage, you know, it's just not a good thing. So that's one of the main things that we're gonna jump on the ground and get our hands dirty with, trying to assist in that initiative. We actually have an upcoming Zoom meeting with Dr. Bentley Higgs from New Providence Ecology Park, and along with environmental health and someone from the Island School, because we're gonna put our heads together and see how we can make things better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, we need that here in New Providence. That's probably another story for another day. That's a whole couple of shows we can do on that. But what are some of the other creative, sustainable projects and business ventures that you are connected to?
Well, at this time, there's other things we're looking at dealing with, but in this council within itself, we're dealing with just about every entity of business out there. Okay. Not just tourism, but the reality is when you look at it, everything connects with tourism, okay? If tourists don't come, people in a lot of the jobs here won't work as much. So when money is not flowing, people tend to spend less. So it would affect me as a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur who owns a store. It would affect my business. It would affect the simple as a farmer. It would affect your business because people spend less money. So with that being said, we have to be mindful in everything we do. So a lot of the other projects other than waste management, like I said, we're dealing with cultural and environmental sustainability. We're looking at even resurrecting historic sites. Eluthera had so many historic sites. One that people rarely even know about, Dealstown. We came across the fact that there is a structure still there where the prison used to be. It's just grown up, overgrown, nothing's being done with it. And that's just to name one. There's so many things we're trying to make awareness to the people what we have here. We have the Hatchet Bay Cave, another example. The cave has no signage. It's not a proper upkeep. So we're here to tell the government, we are an extra eyes. We're extra eyes and hands to you. We're not here to try to dictate what needs to be done to our island. We are the extra eyes and hands who are willing to assist you finding funding to make these things happen, to assist in getting people to physically be involved because Eluthera is all of our business. At the end of the day, no money flowing through, it affects all of our pockets.
Well,
Thank you, Phil.
You're excited.
Ties so well into the mandate of the Ministry of Tourism. You know, we're working on signage here at the Ministry of Tourism, already in the pipeline, and as a matter of fact, already in action. We're doing beach access signs. We're doing signage. And the hotels we want to bring them into the conversation. We have 32 hotels open right now, and they have about 472 rooms. So to bring the hoteliers into the conversation, I think is a win-win. And we also have to work on the Airbnbs. There's so many of them doing so well. So we have to tie into what makes Eluthera work, particularly sustainability. And I think we're well on our way with this tourism industry, with our environment, and with Eluthera in general.
Well, I tell you what, you certainly are well on your way, and unfortunately we are running out of time here again. But persons who are interested in joining and getting more information about it, who do they contact? Where can they go? Bakir?
They can basically, we have a Facebook page. It's called Eluthera Sustain. They can email us at elu.sustain@gmail.com. Call my number as the chairman, 242-458-6314. You can get involved because right now we're offering shares. You can become a stakeholder, $10 a share. Just call us up, contact us, link. We just need your help and assistance in making Eluthera greater. Thank you so much, Phil.
Listen, thank you.
Eluthera, I can't not leave without saying the Ministry of Tourism, we are the information center for this island.
Yeah.
So call the Ministry of Tourism, pop into the Ministry of Tourism, and we will assist however we can. And just before we leave, we also wanted to point out, COVID is on the rise. The Ministry of Tourism is also working on signage because there are a number of visitors walking around without masks. We're working on signage for that. And there's so many wonderful things that we're aiming to do in this COVID environment that are working. And if I can quickly say, we also we have a training program. We've trained over 400 people in Eluthera for Bahama hosts, and they all are in on the conversation for sustainability.
All right, listen, ladies, thank you so much. Wealth of information. Congratulations once again on the establishment of the Eluthera Sustainability Council. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're continuing our series with the Bahamas Professional Golf Association. Today we are blessed to be in beautiful Exuma at the Sandals Emerald Bay Golf Course, and we're going to be talking with the one and only Richard Gibson Jr., golf pro here at Sandals Emerald Bay, a good Eluthera man. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise, Mr. Gibson.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
A pleasure to have you with us. You see that smile, y'all? This is why, the mask has been covering it up, but so happy that we get to see it. Mr. Gibson, your story is just phenomenal. You've been playing golf for some 40 years, correct?
47 years.
47 years.
Yes.
Tell us that story. How did you get started moving from Deep Creek, Eluthera, all the way to around the world with golf?
Well, first I got started back there in Deep Creek, Eluthera, Cape Eluthera Golf Course. caddying, and then we run into someone by the name of Ken Venturi who taught us the game, and from there it just took off where we all obtained a golf scholarship to college in the United States, and from there it just took off.
The rest is history. Wow. And so, you know, you were a young boy in Deep Creek getting balls off the golf course, reselling them to the tourists. Someone comes and they invest their time in you. And over the years, you've invested that time back into other people. Talk to us about your love of this game and then loving to see young people play the game as well.
Yes, this game really has been good to me. God would have blessed me well with this game. I love it. As far as bringing young people into the game, that's a passion of mine. Over the years, I was able to get 17 kids off the university in the United States, including my kids, Richard Jr. and Rochelle. They out there playing golf, good golfers. So yes, it's a passion of mine to get kids involved in this game.
All right. How do we keep that passion alive, Mr. Gibson? How do we get other people to take this game seriously and to really be invested in where it can take them?
Yeah, what we got to do is get out there and really sell it to them, get them to understand that there is a future in golf. Plus, you don't have to hustle around finding money for golf, for scholarships. You could just, you know, get it through golf. You can play your way through this world. So, you know, it's very important that we encourage the parents to be more than happy to get their kids, you know, involved in golf, because, I mean, the sky is the limit when it comes to golf. Truly, I would have been all over the world free because of golf. So,
wow.
Yes, golf is it.
From Deep Creek, Eluthera to all over the world because of golf, 47 years in this game. What do you say to young people to keep them focused, though? It seems like times are a bit different now than they were in your time in Deep Creek 47 years ago. There seems to be so much more distraction. So what do you say to young athletes about staying focused in order for them to achieve what you've achieved in golf?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We have to continue to preach, stay focused. Find your call and find what it is that you love to do, you wanted to do in life, and stay focused. Move away from the television, move away from friends, and especially those that are not going anywhere. You know, you want to stay focused, be around positive people. That was instilled in me growing up in Deep Creek, Eluthera. Be around positive people, older people, and stay focused, and you will achieve.
Okay, stay focused and you will achieve. Be around positive people. I love those values I live by as well, Mr. Rich. Now, Mr. Rich, you know, what do you enjoy most about being a golf pro now? So you've been on the professional circuit, you've played, and now you get to teach other people, including places here like Sandals, Emerald Bay, how to play golf. What do you enjoy about this experience?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a beautiful experience. What I enjoy most about golf is really getting out there, giving lessons, meeting new people every day, and then having the opportunity to really travel and go do other shows and encourage other people to let's play the game. You get to meet them all of the celebrity, everyone you get to meet. So that's what I love about it.
Okay. Can anybody play golf? Is this a sport where if you just take your time, you listen, and you practice enough, can anybody play this game?
Anyone can play this game. They mightn't play it to, you know, that high level, but anyone can play this game. This game is nothing but time and patience. If you got time and you're patient, honestly and truly, you will survive in this game of golf.
Okay, so we're going to test my time and patience right now. It's a limited time on Sunrise, but Mr. Rich has promised to show me how to get my ball over. Now, this is what I love about Mr. Rich, right? He believed in me before I believed in myself. He brought me to what I think is the toughest hole that I've seen on Sandals Golf Course. And we're trying to get my ball from here to the other side of these rocks in this bay. And so we're going to do that right now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Mr. Rich.
That's no problem. It's a pleasure being here.
All right, so let's see if I can make this happen.
All right, good. So first thing we're going to do is try and keep the ball as close, the club as close as we can to the ball. We're going to go on and get the grip. The grip is very important when it comes to the game of golf. So we're going to take the club in our left hand. We're going to leave this finger free, interlock those two together, let all the fingers go on that, and you have a beautiful grip there. So I'm going to ask you to step back a little. Just go and step back a little. Feet as wide as your shoulder. Think your shoulder's not that wide, closer a little. All right, go on and take some practice swing.
All right, so my arms are interlocked like Mr. Rich taught me. I'm going to set up now so we can see that they're interlocked.
Very good.
Okay, and now I'm going to practice swinging.
Just take it back.
So I'm taking it back.
Come back through.
And I'm coming back
through. All right, let's try that on your own.
All right, take it back, come back through.
Swing the club, don't play with it.
Take it back.
Good, that's what I'm talking about. Let's try it.
Okay.
Good shot, beautiful, that's excellent, very good. You're not going to get it over there. Yeah, but that's good, that's it. Very good. Let's try it again.
That's our last ball, y'all.
Yes. That was very good. Let's try it again. Come on. Very good. Good shot. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Greatly
Mr. Rich.
appreciated,
Thank you.
All right.
That was an amazing lesson, and I honestly believe if I had some more time with Mr. Rich, I would get the ball to where it needs to go. So thank you to Mr. Rich, and thank you to the team here at Sandals, including the one known as Snow, for making this all happen. A beautiful day to golf in the Bahamas. We'll be back with more Bahamas at Sunrise right after this commercial break.
One thing, two things, new thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
That's going to do it for us on Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We wish you a wonderful week, and we'll be back with more on Friday.
No doubt about it, Star. I can't let you go. I didn't see one single ball make it to the other side.
Yeah, see, your mouth is hard, but one, you didn't do the segment. So until you are playing golf on camera, let's not show off. That's the first thing. And second of all, my producer can even come on with her voice. She's not going to do it, and attest to the fact that post them turning off the camera, I got one over to the other side. But you know, I have nothing to prove. I had a great time, and Exuma was awesome. So it is what it is. So
Listen, you guys have a wonderful week. Star and I will continue this offline.
bye.